Hello YouTube, trust we are doing well. I'm back again today with another mind-blowing tutorial. I must confess that I'm so happy with the level of engagement I've been getting from my post, especially with this previous video that we graded together. It was really amazing. Today we'll be doing a dual retouching together, so which I titled Dual Tone Mastery, grading different skin tones in DaVinci Resolve. So I even tried to check on YouTube to see if I could get videos of different people, like two people in a frame that has different skin tones, and you are trying to balance them, how to easily work with them. And that is what we'll be doing together today. If you've missed from my previous videos, there was a particular video that I did on full introductory video on DaVinci Resolve. So some of those things that we taught there, if you miss them, they are so important because they are a foundational training to other videos that we have been making. So if you missed that out, ensure you click in this link showing above so that you can have access to it. And at the same time, if you are new to this channel, my name is Jidefilms. I'm a filmmaker, growing colorist based in Lagos, Nigeria. So ensure you subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you'll be one of the top people that gets notification to any of the newest videos I'll be dropping in the future. So if you are interested in this, ensure you subscribe and you like the video. Share, comment as well. So shall we start? Alright, so this is a video that I shot at a wedding. This was early last year, 2023. And let us play it through and see the best frame that we would like to hold there to have as our master shot so that we can start color grading it. Let's see. I like the frame, but we have many problems with this shot because when we were filming, we forgot to change to S-Log 3, and that is one of the problems that many people have been having. It's a very huge challenge. Some people will tell me, oh, they shot on standard, they shot the wrong profile, a flat profile that they do not even know, or it was a friend's camera and they do not want to toggle with it. Some people would even tell me that they got a job from a client to color grade for them and they are not even sure about the color profile that it was shot on. So that is what we'll be doing today, because today we'll be going through another route entirely. I also got a comment from a particular I got a comment from a guy as well who was asking me, why am I following that flow? I usually would tell people, to get better results, it is just for you to understand the process and just know your results. Break it. Once you understand a particular law, understand law of whatever you are doing so that you can be able to break it. So today we would not be walking through, we would not even be using CST at all for our shot. So let's start. I'll be creating, like I said, many people may want to create 6 nodes, some people 10. I just love having as much nodes as I want first. So like I said, we shot a wrong picture profile for this. This was shot on Sony camera A7 III as well, but it was a wrong profile that we shot here. So I would be color grading without using any color space transform, and this is how I would go about it. I'll come to my last node first. I love having clean images, like I have said. Come to your motion effects so we can work on this. I've taught all of this before, so if you missed it, like I said, ensure you go back. It will help you to know how you are to navigate your way in all this noise reduction of a thing. So I'm doing my noise reduction. You can see this is my before and this is my after. Before, after. Alright, so next thing I want to do, which is a different thing now that I've not been doing before. Oh, and then lest I forget, I need to add sharpness to this. Okay. Alright, this is looking cleaner. Alright, so I would rename this node. Alright, I'm fine here. So this, instead of me doing a CST, like let's check, for instance, this is my color space transform and I'm dropping it here. So because I shot it on Sony and I'm applying my CST and I'm shooting and I'm choosing Sony S3 Cine Gamut, I'm coming here just believing that I shot it on Sony, so it should work with it. So let's see what we are getting with, if I choose to use CST, Rec 709 and Rec 709 and Rec 709 as well. If you're checking this, you would see that this is totally washed and blown out, all because I did not shoot, you know, on the right picture profile. I would not be using CST. What I would do is just to reset my node. Then I would come to my log wheels, my primary log wheels. I will reduce the saturation down to 0. It will turn my image to black and white. Then I'll come here, I'll come to my custom curves and I will try and do my contrast adjustment so I can see my image. I'll raise my highlight up a bit. Okay. Yes, I think then we can make some S-curve. Let's see how. Okay, yeah, let me see if I can bring this. Okay, yeah, I think I'm in a way liking this. Then I would come to, this is very important, come to your RGB mixer, increase your red output, your blue output, and then your green output as well, and it will still go back to black and white. Then I would come back to my hue, to my saturation. I will start bringing it back. Okay, I think if I'm taking it to 50, it will just be overly saturated, but I'll keep this at, you know, I think I like it at 34. This is exactly what your color space transform would have done for you as well. And I did not even use color space transform. So anytime you can't remember or you can't find your way, let me uncheck my gallery. Anytime you can't find your way around the right anytime you cannot find your way around the proper log information that you shot on, just use the same flow that, you know, I just explained to you. And this is looking beautiful already, except that a part of it wants to look too red. But for anybody that just wants to deliver on Rec 709, this is perfectly fine already. But you know, I want to do extra. When I mean extra, I really want to do extra work on this. I love this already. So I'll come here. I'll now come to my first node and see if I need to do any extra adjustments, which I will do from my log wheels. So let me check if we can adjust few things here. Okay, that's to brighten up my shadow a bit. Let me see if I can drop my highlight down. Okay, let me change the frame to where they are looking. Okay, yeah, this frame looks much better. Okay, before and after. Then let me let me bring the offset down a bit. Okay. Okay, so let me. And it is always advisable whenever you are increasing your contrast, it adds saturation and red to your, you know, shot. So you can choose to reduce it down a bit if you want, and if not, you may leave it that way. This looks much better to me. All right, so the next node is where I'll be qualifying their skin. We have two people in the frame and we want to get each person's skin tone right. So how do we do this? And now their hands are even intertwined. They are hugging each other. How do I separate the first skin from the second skin? It is very, very simple. The only thing that you have to do is just the same process that we have been using all this while. Let me shift this a bit. Can I rename this to basic correction? Basic correction, and this is going to be my skin work. You can choose to call it whatever name that pleases you. Then I would come to the qualifier and then I would select, all because there are two people, I would rather select skin. You can select any, but I would prefer to work on this person's skin and then check my highlight on. You can see where it was selected. You know, always walk around your selection. It helps you to get all your, you know, all your skin area properly. Then I would move this around so it can deselect and focus. And lest I forget, don't be scared to select extra things that are not part of the skin. If you're looking at this color at the background, it has skin color. It is brownish and you have more people faces here, so which might be selected alongside with. So don't be scared if you're working on your skin and it is selecting extra layer that is really not needed. It is good when it benefits. It helps your grade to really have, you know, a very strong look. All right, let me see. You can use this to, you know, add it up if you want to make your work faster. But now it is selecting, you know, more than the needed. But of course, they are part of the skin as well. So let's still see if we can refine it down. Okay, let me come and denoise so it can blend really well. My saturation. Okay. Okay, so this is looking exactly, you know, like what I want. So it has selected. I need to work on this. Okay, yeah, so this is looking, yeah, this is looking much better. The clothes she's wearing is brown, which falls in the angle that your skin is as well, so it's totally fine. So now we'll be qualifying their skin. Like I said, these are two different, you know, skin tones that we have here. So what you want to do first, if you look at this image, it is over saturated. So when you are trying to do your skin tone, you don't want to do it so much. And already on my, okay, this is looking like what I want. So now I'll be qualifying the skin. When you want to do that, you do that from your log wheel. I would be pushing it just a bit. Like I said, this image is fine and saturated already. Little that you do to it will mean so much. Always ensure that you are following your vertoscope. I will just bring it down a bit to where their skin should fall. My highlight is always going in opposite direction to my mid-tones. This would almost be hitting here, and then my shadow is going to move up a bit. Like I said, this one should just be little, as it can, if you do a mistake, you can just double tap. All right, this is fine for me already. Let me uncheck and see what we've been able to do. This looks pretty fine, but saturated. We've come from here to here. Like I said, this was not a totally flat profile, so it is normal if it is looking, this way, but we are still going to work to develop it, better. Then I would then come to refine my skin now, and that is where your low range and your high range comes in. Your low range and your high range helps you to strike the balance between your shadow and your mid-tone so that they can properly blend, well enough for you to have a very great image. I'll be toggling this. I usually love woodwork to work with my low range first. I would reduce it down as much as I want to. Can you see now that my mid-tone is now really taking over? This is where I pushed my mid-tone to. And if you want us to check around, can you see where the mid-tone is? And if you want us to confirm that, you can see where my mid-tone, if I should pull it towards green, if I should move it around, that's where it will just be, going. It's the influence that comes from your mid-tone. I want do to have it back at where it is. So now I would now be reducing my mid-tone, which is my low range, so it can blend really well to have them. Of course, you don't want to have it is always nice when you keep it real, when you keep it, properly as it should. I would leave this on to, I think, yeah, this is great. My eye range, which stand for where my shadow is, I would be manipulating that as well. So let's reduce it down first and see the impact it gives. This is it on 0. Now let's bring it back slowly. Okay. I don't know if you are seeing the effect as strong as I'm seeing it here. Alright, I need to increase this so I can reduce the level of the, that I'm seeing. Okay, let me increase this a bit. Let me reduce this. Okay, this is looking like a perfect blend for me. Let's check it how it was previously. Okay, so we've gone from this to, to a proper skin work. Okay, I'm thinking of reducing this a bit. Like I said, their skin should not be yellow. This is looking very great for someone who is dark, for an African, lady skin, a fair person. And like I said, the miracle that works in skin qualifying, even there are more than 10-20 people in the same, it has a way of, spreading the colors properly. I'm liking this already. I'm really loving this. All right, this is fine for me. This is before, and this is after. The skin is now even as properly as it is from this to, what we currently have without using color space transform. Is that not amazing? So let's see what more we can do to this image. Let's see if we can try and separate them properly from the background. I will do that by creating a mask around them. It's just to create a vignette around them, and I do this by using a power window. I'll feather it out more so it properly blends with. Increase it a bit, just slightly, and then I'll create an outside node. This is the complete opposite of what we did for the inside node. And then here I will be reducing the brightness. All right, this looks pretty amazing. before and after. All right, I love this already. They are really standing out. I think I love this adjustment. It is really helping, my character to stand out. So if you want, you can, track this in and out, so you have them, within the border of frame you want them to be. And for this, I'll be speeding up the process so it doesn't take our time. This is it without, and this is it with this note. So the next thing I think I would be doing is, not really sure if I want, and because this is from an event, I don't think of course people do it, but for me, I'm not so sure I want that level of, changing the whole feel for the event. Since it is an event, I'm not sure I want to. But of course, if you want an extra thing to be done on it, yeah, you can. And if you now want to still, I'll make an extra node now, so as to, just the same way I love finishing my work up. I'll add grain. I'll add film grain. I love having that after my noise, and and for this we'll be going for the same 35mm 400T for the level of the noise. Okay, I'm zooming it in so that we'll be able to see it properly. Increase your gain strength, your grain size as well. Yeah, I think this is looking feasible because of YouTube compression, so I would be really increasing this so that you can see it properly. Okay, yeah, this is fine. And if you want to add softness to it or not, you can make it softer, just like what you see in your cinema movies. I think this is soft enough. And then your saturation for it, I usually love to leave it at default. Okay, so the next thing I would want to add to it is to add halation. I'm not sure if it would go with it, but let's see how it feels. There is no harm in trying. Then view isolated places. I'll need to increase my threshold so it is only affecting where I want it to go. Alright, strength, gamma, and then the spread. Okay. Okay, so you can do with or without, but for this work I will be leaving it without. It is just two models, working. We've been able to make a huge difference, just with this workflow that we did without using color space transform. We've been able to grade different skin tones in DaVinci for the very first time in the tutorials I've been making. These are two different skin tones. We went from this to this. That's tell you how much of a transformation you can make with just field notes, which you don't even have to kill yourself over or stressing yourself much. So if you like this tutorial, ensure to give it a thumbs up. And if you think that there are other ways to do it, trust me, I'm really open. Drop it in the comment section. And if you're a YouTuber that you've done something better than this, drop a link into your comment as well so that I'll be able to check your video out. And if you're new to this channel, my name is Jidefilms. I help filmmakers, photographers, cinematographers become better, by using all the applicable tools that helps us to enhance our clips and visuals. Thank you so much. Ensure you subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you can always get notification for new future posts. I would be glad to see you around. Ensure you like this video. It helps the channel grow, and as well share to someone that you think that might need this. Thank you so much. So I'll be previewing this video at the end of this video. Ensure you stay creative. Ensure you don't stop working. Thank you, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.